All right, so you've got this interview coming up, huh? For an optical instrument assembler role.
Congrats.
Yeah, congrats.
Yeah.
And we are diving deep into RoleCatcher's career resources today.
We are going to make sure you nail it.
Think of this deep dive as your, like, secret weapon.
Your secret weapon to interview success.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So to start off, like, what exactly does an optical instrument assembler do every day?
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking about microscopes and telescopes,
Yeah.
even medical imaging devices.
All the cool stuff.
Yeah, the cool factor is like off the charts.
Yeah. So, you would be assembling these intricate instruments
Okay.
and often working in a fast-paced environment.
Okay.
Think manufacturing plants or labs.
Okay.
So really cool.
So you're hands-on,
Yes, very hands-on.
working with these fascinating instruments
Yeah, and seeing the tangible results of your work.
in a fast-paced environment.
It's pretty exciting, right?
That sounds pretty exciting.
Mm.
But like any job, it's got its pros and cons.
Yeah, for sure.
So what does the RoleCatcher Career Guide say about that?
Well, the guide highlights that this field is really booming right now.
Oh, wow.
There's high demand for skilled assemblers,
Okay.
which means you have great job security
Nice.
and plenty of opportunities for growth.
That's awesome.
You get to work with your hands. As I said, you see those tangible results,
Mm-hmm.
and you're constantly learning
Right.
because new technologies are always emerging.
Sounds perfect for our listener.
Right.
Who loves to learn and really thrives on those specifics.
Exactly.
But what about the downsides?
Yeah, so some of the tasks can be a little repetitive,
Okay.
and that need for extreme precision can lead to eye strain sometimes.
Yeah, makes sense.
So it's not a job for someone who is easily distracted.
Right.
You've really got to be comfortable with that meticulous, detail-oriented work.
Good point.
Yeah.
Now, before we jump into those interview questions,
Yeah.
how can RoleCatcher help us with this whole prep process?
So RoleCatcher has this awesome AI feature that can analyze job descriptions and suggest how you can tailor your resume
Okay.
and your answers to highlight those really relevant skills.
So it's like having a personal coach in your pocket.
Yeah, like a little interview coach in your pocket.
I love that.
Okay.
Okay, so let's get into the questions.
Okay, sounds good.
Starting with this classic, can you describe your experience assembling optical instruments?
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
It's a classic.
It is a classic.
It might seem straightforward,
Yeah.
but there's got to be like an art to answering it effectively.
Oh, for sure, for sure. It's not just about listing every project you've ever worked on,
Okay.
right? It's about thinking back to those experiences that really showcase your skills.
Okay.
Things like your precision, your ability to follow instructions,
Mm.
even problem solving.
So even if it's not a professional project, something from school or a hobby,
Exactly.
or even just fixing something around the house,
Exactly.
if it shows those skills,
And it counts.
it's worth mentioning.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Think back to a time when you had to be incredibly precise and detail-oriented.
Okay.
Did you build a complex model,
Mm-hmm.
repair some electronics,
Oh.
or even work on a detailed craft project that needed a really steady hand and careful attention to detail?
Yeah, that's a great point. So it's not just about saying like, yes, I've assembled things.
Right.
It's showing them you understand the level of precision this job requires.
It's about showing, not telling.
Exactly.
And don't forget to use those specific examples.
Okay.
Instead of just saying you are detail-oriented, describe a time when you meticulously followed a set of complex instructions.
Right.
Or went the extra mile to ensure that perfect fit.
They want to see that evidence.
Exactly. They want to see proof, not just claims.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Now, what about this second question?
Okay.
Can you explain the most challenging optical instrument assembly project you have worked on?
Ooh, that's a good one. It's designed to test how you handle challenges.
Yeah, it sounds like a tough one.
It is, but it's also a great opportunity to showcase your problem-solving skills and your resilience.
So choose a project where you face some genuine obstacles
Exactly.
and kind of walk them through your thought process.
Exactly. How did you analyze the problem? What steps did you take to overcome it?
Yeah.
And what did you learn from that experience?
I bet they also want to see how passionate we are about this kind of work.
Absolutely. Let that enthusiasm shine through.
Okay.
Describe the project in detail, explain why it was so challenging, and convey your excitement, for tackling those complex tasks.
Don't be afraid to show that you're the kind of person who gets a thrill out of solving a really tough problem.
Yeah, love those tough
A
problems.
little bit obsessed with getting things exactly right.
Exactly. Now let's move on to a question that often trips people up.
Okay.
Have you ever had to troubleshoot an optical instrument that wasn't functioning correctly?
Ooh. This is where those technical skills come into play.
This is your chance to shine. Structure your answer clearly
Okay.
using the STAR method.
Okay, remind me what that is.
Situation, task, action, result.
Oh, right.
Okay. So describe the situation, the task you had to complete,
Okay.
the actions you took, and the result you achieved.
So don't just say, yeah, I fixed it.
Right.
Walk them through the process and really showcase that technical understanding.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And don't be afraid to get into the nitty-gritty details.
Okay.
Mention the tools or techniques you used,
Right.
the challenges you faced,
Yeah.
and how you systematically approach that problem.
Okay, so if I use like a specific type of diagnostic equipment or a certain troubleshooting method,
Yeah, mention it.
that's worth bringing up.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because it shows you have that deep understanding of the technical aspects.
Okay, on to question 4. Can you describe a time when you had to work with a team to assemble an optical instrument?
Ooh, teamwork.
Teamwork's got to be crucial in this field.
It is essential. Assembling these complex instruments often involves multiple people
Okay.
with specialized skills all working together seamlessly.
So highlight my ability to collaborate, communicate effectively,
Yeah.
contribute to a shared goal.
Yes.
So talk about how I listen to my teammates' ideas, share my own insights.
Yeah.
We work together to overcome any challenges.
Exactly. And don't forget to mention your specific contributions to the team's success.
Okay.
Did you take the lead on a particular task? Did you offer a creative solution to a problem? Did you help to keep the team on track and motivated?
So it's not about taking all the credit, but showing that you're a valuable team player.
Exactly. Someone who can contribute meaningfully.
Awesome. Now let's talk about how RoleCatcher's AI can help us tailor our answers
Yes.
to these questions.
This is the really cool part.
This is the part I'm excited
I
in.
know, me too. So RoleCatcher's AI analyzes those job descriptions,
Okay.
identifies those key skills,
Mm-hmm.
and suggests how you can frame your answers to really highlight those specific skills.
So it's like having a personalized strategy session.
It's like having a strategy session with a robot.
I love it.
It's pretty cool.
So it's not just about giving like generic answers.
No.
It's about crafting responses that directly address what the employer is looking for.
Exactly.
Incredible. So it helps you showcase your most relevant strengths for each specific role, giving you that competitive edge.
And it can even provide feedback on your delivery,
Wow.
helping you project confidence and professionalism during the interview.
Okay, so we've covered the first 4 questions.
Yeah,
We've seen a glimpse of how RoleCatcher's AI can be a game changer
for sure.
in this whole prep process.
It's a game changer.
But we've got more questions to dissect.
Yes, we do.
Let's jump right into the next set.
Let's do it. All right, let's jump back into these interview questions.
Okay.
We've already tackled 4.
We're on a roll.
You're well on your way to feeling confident and prepared.
I'm feeling good.
Okay, so question number 5 is all about quality control. How do you ensure that optical instruments are assembled to meet the required specifications?
Okay, this one feels right up my alley. Attention to detail.
That's you.
That's my middle name.
They really want to see that you understand the absolute importance of precision
Mm-hmm.
and quality control in this field.
Yeah, we're talking about instruments that operate at incredibly fine tolerances.
Exactly.
The slightest
It
deviation
can throw everything off.
can impact performance.
It really can.
Okay, so should I like walk them through my process?
Yeah,
Step by step, like a checklist for accuracy?
exactly. Be specific. Mention those tools that you use.
Okay.
Calipers, micrometers, optical comparator.
Even if I think they're standard?
Even if they're standard, it
Mhm.
just shows that you know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Talk about how you double-check alignments,
Okay.
that you constantly refer back to those assembly drawings,
Mhm.
and that you have a system for documenting and correcting any errors.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I remember reading in the RoleCatcher Career Guide that this field is always evolving,
Right.
like new technologies and materials.
Yeah.
All the time. Would mentioning that show them that I'm committed to staying up to date on like the latest quality control methods.
For sure. It really demonstrates initiative
Okay.
and a desire to continuously learn and improve.
Okay.
You could even mention specific industry journals or online forums that you follow
Okay.
to stay informed about those advancements in quality control.
And RoleCatcher's AI can help me identify like
Mhm.
any specific quality control procedures or software
Right.
mentioned in the job description, right?
Absolutely. So if they're looking for someone who's familiar with a particular type of optical testing software
Okay.
or a specific quality management system,
Mm-hmm.
you can tailor your answer to highlight that experience.
Tailor it perfectly.
Exactly.
Okay, moving on to question 6. How would you handle a situation where an optical instrument you assembled did not meet the client's specifications?
Oh, yeah.
This one feels like a trap.
It can be a little tricky,
Mm-hmm.
but it's really an opportunity to showcase your problem-solving skills and your professionalism. Remember, everyone makes mistakes.
That's true.
It's how you handle those mistakes that defines you as a professional.
So should I start by acknowledging the issue?
Yes,
Expressing my commitment to finding a solution?
exactly. Say something like, I understand that the instrument did not meet the specifications,
Okay.
and I'm dedicated to working with you to resolve this.
And then walk them through my approach.
Exactly.
Okay, so I could say something like, I'd first carefully review the assembly process, double-checking every step against the specifications. Then I'd thoroughly test the instrument to isolate the issue and determine the root cause.
That's perfect.
How's that sound?
That sounds great. And remember to highlight your communication skills.
Okay.
Would you keep the client informed throughout the process?
Absolutely. I would give them regular updates, explain the steps I'm taking, and just be transparent about the timeline for resolution. I want to show them that I'm not just fixing the instrument,
Right.
I'm also managing that client relationship.
Exactly. You're not just an assembler. You're a problem solver.
You're a communicator and a representative of the company.
Okay, 2 more to go.
What's next?
Question 7. Can you describe your experience with troubleshooting software and firmware issues in optical instruments?
Okay.
This one can feel intimidating,
Especially if you're not a software expert.
especially if you're not a software expert, but honesty is key.
Right.
If you don't have a lot of experience with their specific systems, don't try to fake it.
Okay.
Focus on your transferable skills and your eagerness to learn.
Okay, so if I'm not familiar with the software they mentioned,
Yeah,
should I just say I'm willing to learn?
you can, but be more specific.
Oh.
Mention any relevant coursework or training you've taken, even if it's not directly related to their systems.
Okay, so for example, I could say, well, I haven't worked with that particular software. I'm a quick learner and have a strong understanding of how optical systems interact with software and firmware. I'm confident I could get up to speed quickly.
Perfect. You're demonstrating adaptability
Okay.
and a willingness to embrace new challenges.
I like that.
Yeah.
And that's where RoleCatcher's AI can really help.
Yes.
It can analyze the job description,
Exactly.
identify those software or firmware skills
It can.
that they're looking for.
Yeah, and suggest relevant online tutorials or training resources.
To fill any knowledge gaps.
Exactly. It's like having a personalized roadmap
Oh, I love that.
for skill development. Now let's move on to question 8,
Okay.
which is a great opportunity to showcase your passion for the field.
Awesome.
How do you stay up to date with the latest developments in optical instrument assembly?
I love this
It's a
question.
good one.
It's a chance to show them that I'm not just looking for a job.
Right.
I'm looking for a career
Exactly.
where I can continually learn and grow.
That's the spirit.
Yeah.
But don't just say that you read stuff.
Okay.
Be specific. Mention industry journals that you subscribe to, online forums that you participate in, professional organizations that you belong to, or even conferences that you've attended or plan to attend.
Okay. I recently read a fascinating article in Photonic Spectra about advancements in micro-optics and how they're being used in new medical imaging devices.
Perfect.
I could definitely bring that up.
Yeah, it shows that you're actively seeking out information and staying on top of the latest trends.
Okay.
Don't forget to mention those online communities.
Okay.
Like SBI or OSA, where professionals are sharing insights and discussing new developments.
Right. And now for the final question. Can you describe a time when you had to innovate in your approach to assembling an optical instrument?
Yeah,
Sounds like they want to see those creative problem-solving skills in action.
exactly. They're looking for someone who can think outside the box,
Okay.
find solutions when things don't go according to plan, and even improve on those existing methods.
So it doesn't have to be like a major breakthrough, right?
It doesn't...
Even a small improvement
Yeah.
or a clever workaround
Any example that shows you're always trying to make things better.
shows that I'm thinking.
Exactly. So think back to a time when you faced a unique challenge during assembly. You know, maybe you had to modify a tool to make it work for a specific task, or you came up with a more efficient way to organize the components.
Right.
Even something as simple as finding a way to prevent dust contamination during a critical assembly step
Okay.
can be a great example of innovation.
I remember once when.
Yeah.
I remember once when
Oh, yeah. Tell me about it.
you were telling me about.
Oh, yeah. So this takes me back to when I was working on this prototype
Okay.
for a new type of microscope.
Okay.
And we were using this really delicate lens system, and I kept running into problems with these dust particles getting trapped during assembly. It was driving me crazy.
I bet.
Because, like, even the tiniest speck could throw off the whole alignment.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So I knew we needed a cleaner environment
Right.
than our standard assembly room could provide.
Okay.
So I did some research, and I came up with this idea
What was it?
to build a makeshift clean room.
What? That's awesome.
I convinced my manager to let me use a spare lab space. And just with a few basic supplies, I created this small enclosed area
Nice.
with filtered air.
A DIY clean room.
It was totally DIY.
That's so cool. Did it work?
It did. It
Okay.
wasn't fancy,
Right.
but it drastically reduced the dust contamination.
Okay, good.
And it allowed us to complete the assembly successfully.
That's amazing.
And it actually led to the company
Oh, wow.
implementing like a more permanent clean room solution
That's great.
for sensitive projects.
Yeah, that's a great example of how a little creativity can go a long way.
Yeah,
And I bet it really impressed your manager.
I hope so.
So we've talked about a lot of great strategies for
Yeah.
answering these interview questions, but just in general, what are some overall tips?
Okay, good question. One thing I always emphasize is to tailor your answers to the specific company and the role.
Right.
So do your research, read their website, understand their products and their values.
So if they emphasize innovation than cutting-edge technology,
Yes,
I should make sure to highlight those things in my answers.
absolutely. Show them you've done your homework
Okay.
and that you're genuinely excited about the work that they do.
And RoleCatcher's AI can help with that, right?
Absolutely.
Like analyze the job descriptions and stuff.
It can analyze those job descriptions
Okay.
and identify those keywords and phrases that will resonate with the hiring manager.
Okay, cool. And it's not just about what you say, right?
Right.
It's how you say it.
Exactly. Practice makes perfect.
Okay.
Use RoleCatcher's video practice feature
Okay.
to record yourself answering those questions
Mm-hmm.
and get that AI-powered feedback on your delivery.
So it analyzes everything, like my tone of voice.
Everything. Your tone of voice, facial expressions, even your body language.
Wow, it's like having a personal coach.
Or like having a robot coach.
I love that AI coach.
Analyzing every move.
Awesome. And you know, confidence is key.
Confidence is key.
When you believe in yourself,
It should.
it shows. And enthusiasm goes a long way.
Yes, let your passion shine through.
All right, so we've covered a lot of ground today.
We have.
In this deep dive, we've explored the key responsibilities of an optical instrument assembler.
Yeah.
We discussed those tricky interview questions,
Those tough ones.
and we even saw how RoleCatcher's AI can be a total game changer
Absolutely.
in the whole prep process.
Remember, preparation is key.
It is.
And with the insights that we've shared today and the tools that RoleCatcher provides,
Yeah,
you are well on your way to acing that interview.
I think so too.
We're confident that you'll impress them
Yes.
with your knowledge, skills, and passion for this exciting field.
Absolutely. Good luck out there,
Good luck.
and we'll see you in the next deep dive.
See you then.